Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke. In the last episode, I swept Norman, did some treasure hunting in the abandoned ship, and explored the underground city of New Mauville. In this episode, we're going to enter a new area and try to make it to the next town. After last time, I realized Fenric for the most part has been doing all the work. And let's be honest, with my luck, can you really blame me for it? Either way, I decided to raise some levels on my team. Fenric evolved as I was switch training my team, so now Phosphor is one away from evolving, and also Zagzig, so that I can add strength to its HM arsenal. Also, I raised some levels on Sigum. Sigum requires a lot of experience to level up, and apparently more of my time. In order to access the new area, we need to cross this stream. Annoying how a small stream prevented any progress. Either way, talking to the fisherman angles up a good rod, which is the perfect time to grab myself a new Pokemon. Sorry for the abrupt cut there, but I was interrupted. Oh look, it's everyone's favorite news team, Gabby and Ty. And we have here is a double battle! For reference, Gabby and Ty were news people that traveled around Hoenn, acting as witnesses of the events that happened here. Since I already established the evil groups of Team Magma and Aqua, I felt it was important to bring up that these two try to alert the public of incidents caused by both teams. However, their boss not only dismissed their findings, but put a spin on it by making claims that Team Magma were the ones behind all the incidents. At this point, their boss was found fighting Team Magma leader outside the news station. So if it wasn't obvious enough, Team Aqua's leader Archie is the boss and controls the media. Talk about tactical and doing stuff in the shadows. They actually got their stuff together and went a logical way of handling things. Hence also another reason as to why I picked this version to Nuzlocke, as Team Aqua is hardly ever present here. Just, you know, to add to the atmosphere. And as promised, my Pokemon are evolving. So hooray, my team is actually a team. Now Phosphora can be a better Pikachu and hold its own in battle. Since that was a double battle, why not a double evolution? Yeah, I know. Nothing spectacular for an HM slave to evolve, but at least it helps at picking up items for me. After the battle, these two will just ask for random words to put on TV, but I prefer to keep a low profile. At least my team evolving got caught on tape, in more ways than one. Okay, now that I'm done, around here is an invisible item which was an iron, which boosts defense. Great expensive item. And hey, it's Hoenn's Indiana Jones. I saved Hoenn from an active volcano and only now does he just remember my name? Ugh. What do I have to do? Travel through space and time on a Celebi just to catch his attention? In case you were unaware, that guy was Steven, who was the son of the head of the Pokeball distribution company, Devon Corp. Instead of looking after the family name, he's off looking for rocks. A bit obsessed in my opinion. Right here were some Citra Berries, which is a held item that recovers 30 HP. It has good uses in the competitive game and kinda helpful here. Take flight, my bird Pokemon! Get zapped by Phosphor and cut out. You are no pit, Birdman. Trainers, They are all just annoying. Now that we're done with this route, guess what? Another freaking route. However, instead of it being boring that the game itself admits by placing story-related characters, this area is a bit different. We have here is long grass. It is pretty much the same as tall grass in other areas, but keep in mind that this is an earlier game, so a double encounter does not happen until 5th gen. The only thing is that it conceals trainers who will try to ambush you. Instead, what you can do is you can use the move cut to clear away the grass. So for the sake of showing something fun, I'm gonna cut here, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, while repelling and cutting grass, I ran into this speedy little gal that outsped my Pokemon, which is Oddish. Also, yes, another female. Oddish is an average Pokemon. It is great at learning status inflicting moves. It has a branch evolution where it does pretty good stat-wise, and both end up with the chlorophyll ability, which doubles speed in the sun. So a pretty decent Pokemon. I recommend this as a grass type if you wish to use one, since its special is good enough to be useful in battle. Also, crossing a river on this route, you'll net you a leaf stone, so you can evolve it pretty early if you want. Not only that, but you'll have an opportunity to get a TM for Sun and Day if you wish to abuse its ability. I might save it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the box for it. Okay, I think it's weak enough as it is right now, so I think I'm just going to try to catch it. Interesting detail. As to the rules, I'll call it happy, since it's a gloomy Pokemon. So, cutting ahead. Okay, now that I cleared the grass, what I wanted to show was the Mimic Circle. In this area, a bunch of trainers are hidden in the long grass, and the interesting bit to here is once you're in their proximity, they copy your movements. Right here, the bug catcher is copying the direction I'm facing. Now, because I exposed him out of the grass, he stays stationary. If you pay attention to the guy on the left, he is copying my movements. You can actually mess with him by walking into a wall and he still moves. There is a proximity as to where the NPCs are allowed to walk so that you can't break the game. It is fun though that I can mess with them, and I must admit, I played around a bit before cutting ahead, so just to get my payback for the random encounters. Now another interesting note is that if you listen carefully, right there you hear the cry of a Lanoon in the soundtrack. Kind of amazing that they put a little detail in there, and it makes me just love this game much more. Now in Route 119 there are lots to explore here. If you have the acro bike, you can use the bunny hop to cross the bridge and access more areas, but it's completely optional. The more interesting bit in this route is the elusive Pokemon only found here, which is Phoebus. Phoebus is a fantastic Pokemon that evolves into a powerful water type. It is considered the special set of Magikarp, and it shows. Only one huge problem in getting it. In order to encounter it, you will need to fish every water tile a few times on this route, and only 6 out of the 100 tiles here have a chance to find one. The 6 tiles is different in every game and is determined by a phrase which is done in Dewford Hall, which still differs between games even if both games have the same phrase. I feel so upset that I can't show it. Even more so that in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Ruby not only angled one up, but he kept trying to get rid of it until he stopped fighting it and it kept it. It gave me such a cringe feeling seeing him do that. It's also the place where he met a swimmer class trainer that stalked him because he wanted Ruby to breed his Phoebus. Very stalkish behavior, but you can't blame him for wanting copies of such a rare Pokemon. He kept following him into our next destination, which is the Weather Institute. And it looks like we have some trouble here. Looks like Team Magma is causing trouble, and as always, any problem is resolved by Pokemon battles. Here in the Weather Institute, Team Magma has invaded, or rather occupied this place. Right here, if you need a heal or switch, you can use the bed and PC, making the scenario laughably easy. Not much manga related happened here other than where Norman and Ruby had their street fight in the rain, which I already discussed, so instead during this speed up I will focus on Team Magma and Aqua since the game is demanding I pay attention to them. You will fight Magma Grunts using Zubats, Nummels, and Poochyena under level 30. The boss is going to be one of the admin class trainers of each respective team. In the Sapphire version you get Shelly, which despite looking a well-designed admin, she did not have much presence in game. She did quite a bit in Pokemon Special where she originally was a grunt that got promoted and worked closely along with two others named Matt and Amber, also known as the SS Trio. In terms of plot, they attempted to kidnap Devin Stone at Rustboro City and used Professor Cosmo to acquire the meteorite during the Mount Chimney scenario. In both events, they encountered Sapphire trying to stop them, and they managed to elude her by ganging up on her and timely retreating. Looking back, it seems their teamwork was tactical and effective in accomplishing missions, unlike Team Magma, who all act like lone wolves. So I guess another split in their ideology is that Team Aqua's true strength is working together, while Magma members rely on operating individually. Okay, now that I covered the Aqua admins, it's time to take on the area boss. Right here we have a battle with Courtney. She has two Pokemon and is outright easy. All she has is a Nummel and Mightyena. Despite having a generic looking sprite, she plays a pretty big role in the Pokemon Special under the name Marge. For reference, she is one of the 3 fires that serves under Maxi of Team Magma, where each member works individually. Like the other 3 fires, she carries a lighter that can transmit memories into paper to relay info to other members. In addition, her gloves contain a mixture of berry juice that can blind a foe, add cohesion so that she can stick to walls, and acidic attributes that can corrode stuff. So she's very capable with and without Pokemon. In Adventures, she helped get the scanner in the abandoned ship and caused Rustboro Tunnel to collapse, looking for an artifact, which I'll discuss about later. She had fought Ruby at the tunnel and was intrigued in his battling skills and even attempted to recruit him. Of course, Ruby refused just by how creepy she approached him. However, I think Ruby also felt some kind of link there, since she plays a larger role later on. And with that, I'm done covering and beating Courtney in battle. Okay, now that I'm done here, it's time to move on. The Pokemon the researcher gave us is Castform. It is a pretty abysmal Pokemon. It is mainly a gimmicky Pokemon where it changes form based on weather. I don't recommend it at all. Also, another female. I should really do a counter for that. The only plus side is that it carries the Mystic Water, which can boost water moves. Either way, I'm just gonna send it to the box and put back my team. Not to mention I'm gonna heal quickly, as be forewarned, a tough battle is up ahead. Now that we're outside, as you notice, the grunts are gone. So only a small walk remains before we reach the next town. Coming at me in her stylish bike, we have a rival battle with Sapphire, aka May. Her first Pokemon is a Nummel, and don't be fooled from like the last time. Even though it's still 4 times weak to water, it still has 1 ace up its sleeve, and this time around, it knows the move Magnitude, which is a ground move which varies attack from 10 to 100, multiplied by the number it got. Unfortunately for her, she got an 8. Good thing I knew that was coming, and simply doing a surf would just kill it outright. I still would be concerned about using electric types, so be warned. Her second Pokemon is Grovyle, which is her strongest Pokemon in the team. It knows the move Screech, which is a move that'll greatly reduce your defense, even though, to be honest, her best move wouldn't even be useful since, as I've said before, grass is a special in this game. Her best move so far is Leaf Blade, which is a powerful grass move, but as I said, special. The other move she has, which I don't show here, is that she has Furry Cutter, which is a bug type move that multiplies an attack every time it's used. So think of it as Rollout, except it has limited uses. But as long as you have a fire type, you should have no problems. In terms of difficulty, Sapphire is much easier this time around, mainly because by now you should have much more better Pokemon. Speaking of which, her last Pokemon is Wilmer. Wilmer is a water type Pokemon, and its moves have been unchanged since the last time. Just be concerned that she also knows Water Pulse and Rollout, so be concerned. And unfortunately for me, I got a critical hit on me. So unfortunately I had to heal up right here. But at this point, Sapphire is pretty easy, and this is a simple game of rock, paper, scissors, where as long as you have the right typing, Sapphire is simple. And with that, we've taken care of Sapphire. And like that, she rides off to the distance. At least she gave great words of advice. As she mentioned, Fly is a move that can transport you to any town you visited in Hoenn. The only issue is you need to beat the next gym leader in order to use it. Her hint about going home is referring to that if you see Ruby's mother, she will give you the Amulet Coin, which in battles doubles prize money if a Pokemon in battle was holding it. Technically, you can get it until after you fight Norman, which I already did and unfortunately lost the footage for. All she says is that she's proud of you and to keep going. And so I shall, straight to the next town of Four Tree City. Here in Four Tree City, even though I would probably call it Tree Town more than anything, this place is more well designed than most towns. As you can see, they integrated the buildings here into nature, which is a really nice touch. Now, I would take on the next gym, but as you can hear, we have a barrier here. So until then, next time in Pokemon Ruby Nuzlocke Challenge, I'm gonna clear this wall and take on the gym. Until then, see ya later. Bye bye!